All right, welcome. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Good evening. Can you hear me? All right, good. All right, amazing. For some reason, it wasn't showing me the number of the people who are joining. So I was wondering where are the people? But karibuni sana. Thank you for joining. I'm sure the rest will join as we proceed. Yeah, but then welcome. I'll just pray and start. Father, thank you for this broadcast. Thank you for your people. As we share, we ask, Lord, that may you be with us. In Jesus' name. Let everyone that is meant to be here come. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. All right. It's nice seeing you. It's nice seeing you. It's nice having you here. Karibuni sana. Like I said, this will be this will be a weekly live that we'll be doing every Tuesday, 8 p.m. on the clock. We go live. What's the use of this? What is the essence of all this? We are here to solve people's problems. I explained from last week on Tuesday that the Daniel generation has an answer to everything. So whether it's a spiritual question, whether it's a business question, whether it's a life question that needs solutions, just join, call your people to join, and you can be sure that by the grace of God, we will provide the requisite solutions that everyone needs for their business, for their family, for their lives, for their relationship, for anything that could be a quagmire at that time. So as you join and as you prepare to ask questions, I have something for you. We live in a very peculiar time. Easy times zenye tunaishi sahi. We need people who understand what's happening. And for some reason 2026 needs people who have the trend setter kind of mindset, the pace setter kind of mindset. All right? And so I just want to give you a few characteristics of a trend setter or a pace setter or a trailblazer. All right? So that you understand. Meanwhile, if you have any question, just post it here and then I will answer it as I see it. But for now, let me give you like 7 characteristics. What's the DNA of a trend setter? Like you've always known, a trend setter is one that is way ahead of his or her generation. Do you want to be a trendsetter? Then you have to have some things inside you that will put you ahead of your generation, put you ahead of your peers, put you ahead of your family, right? People will look at you and wonder, how come you are able to accomplish all these things at such a short period of time or at your age? At that time, they will know that this one had a certain quality of mindset that he put in place to make sure that it took him there. I studied the man, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the richest man so far in the world, and Elon Musk is meant to be the first trillionaire that this world has ever seen. This guy is a trailblazer. I checked it. I realized that they are saying, according to Forbes, that the man is worth more than $700 billion as it is right now. He's worth than $700 billion. So he's on his way to a trillionaire, the first trillionaire in the world. Okay? And how did he get there? The guy decided to trailblaze. There are certain things that he decided to do. Do you know what that means? Him having a worth of $700 billion. That means, in the world we are like 8 billion and some change. That means he can give every person more than 90 million on earth. He can give and he still won't be broke. He can buy so many companies in this earth, in this world, and he still won't go broke. But then how did he get there? The guy was a trailblazer. He looked at things. I realized when the internet came into the picture, There are people who said this thing is demonic and they did not jump into it. But he himself, he decided to go towards this side, and look at where he is right now. So there are people who have chosen to trailblaze, and this has made them to be ahead of their generation, way ahead of their generation. All right, so I'll give you a few tips of how to be a trailblazer, or rather the characteristics of a pace setter, a trend setter, a trailblazer. Number one, these people have knowledge and wisdom. These people pursue knowledge, they pursue wisdom. So they don't just sit and waste time on all those things that we do, an average person does. These people pursue knowledge. They pursue knowledge, they pursue wisdom daily. So it gets to a point where every day the person is reading, every day the person is researching. And I'm not talking about necessarily having a degree or having a master's degree, PhD, whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about relevant knowledge. I know they taught us that knowledge is power, right? But I'm here to actually rephrase that and tell you that relevant knowledge is power. Simply because you know everything doesn't mean that will help you in any way. But then when you know something that can help you in life, especially where you are called to be, then that becomes power. So that's relevant knowledge, all right? So this guy, for example, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world currently, he went towards the sides of AI and he dug deeper into those things, okay, and see where he is right now. So knowledge and wisdom is something that you pursue every day. You have to read a book concerning the areas that you have been called to, concerning your areas of interest. You must understand that wealth does not answer to passion. Wealth answers wealth never answers to passion. Wealth answers to the kind of work that you put in. It's more than hard work. There are people who work hard, there are people who work smart, but then passion itself doesn't guarantee wealth. So simply because you have passion in something does not necessarily mean that wealth is coming. No, it's until you turn that passion into relevant work. And how do you do that? You have to get the knowledge. You have to get the wisdom. So for example, right now, if I'm to ask you, you're running a business, for example, what are the 10 secrets for a successful business according to billionaires in the world? What will you say? Do you know any? Have you read any book on by Warren Buffett? Have you read any book on Elon Musk? Have you read any book on Trump? So do you have any strategy of how to be a billionaire? Or what you say is that one day I'll be a billionaire. One day my business will explode. It doesn't work like that. You have to have relevant knowledge as pertaining to that specific field. Then you apply that knowledge, and that's how you get it. So, number one characteristic of a trend setter, a pace setter, a trailblazer is that they pursue knowledge every day. Number two, they manage time well. Have you met with a great person? Have you sat with a great person before? Have you interacted with a great person before? The person has no time to waste. The person does not seem to have luxury when it comes to time. These people can give you two minutes. In 2 minutes, he can give you a secret to life that you will never get in the next 40 years. They have learned how to manage, how to segment and compartmentalize their time well in a manner that if you spend just 2 minutes with them, your whole life is unlocked. These people don't waste time on social media. These people don't waste time watching movies. They create movies and they release them to you so that you can watch, but then themselves, they hardly waste time. They hardly waste time. They're either meditating. The guys wake up early. You study the life of a wealthy man. The person woke up by 2 a.m., 3 a.m. The person slept at 10, woke up at 2:30, 3 a.m. And the person is either meditating. Then he goes straight into the book. Remember, number one, seeking knowledge. Goes straight into books, all right? Or meditates, does some exercises, then goes to the shower, whatever they do. By 5, these guys have already done a day's workload. So by the time you wake up at 10 and you go to the kitchen first, then you wonder, what will I do? What will I do with my day? These guys have everything planned out. They know that we have 24 hours per day. So have you ever asked yourself, how come these people are still releasing books? They are still releasing content on social media. They are still running a business, multi-billion-dollar business. They are still mentoring people. They are still running different companies. They still have time for friends. They still have time for... It is called time management. They know what to prioritize. They know what to delegate. They know what to leave. Okay? And they know what to put aside, then come back to it later. They know all these things. It's called time management. They manage their time very well. Number 3, these people, this is something that we've said a lot this year. Personally, I've said it many times, and I've seen it on different posts. That means you need to take good note of this. They have audacity. Audacity. I said it last time on this live, and I'm saying it again. These people have audacity. There is a level of boldness that they carry. There is a daring spirit that the people have. Do you know why? Trailblazing means that you're doing something that has not been done before. That means you first have to have the balls to do that thing. Okay? You first have to believe in yourself in a manner that... The problem is, many people in this world seem to critique or fight whatever they don't understand. That means you will always be fought. That means many people, simply because they don't understand it, that includes your friends, that might include your mentors, that includes your family, simply because they don't understand it, they will most likely fight whatever you're doing, because you're trailblazing. You're bringing something that has not been done before, something that has not been seen before in this world. You're trying to bring it into existence. What makes you think they will embrace it? So you must have that audacity, audacious spirit and faith, that fighting spirit, that regardless of whoever supports me or regardless of whoever fights me, I will still do this thing. Can you imagine when the Wright brothers invented the planes? Do you know they were fought? They were fought so mercilessly, even by the church. The believers, the Christians, said, if God wanted us to fly, he would have given us wings. Why are you bringing things that will cause us to float on the air? What? And the people still continued. Can you imagine if they gave up because people are criticizing them? They were criticized left, right, and center. But the people had audacity. They had boldness. They knew that this is what I have captured in my mind, in my heart, and this is what I want to execute. And they did that. They were daring. Anything that has ever been invented before, that person was audacious enough to bring it into this realm. That's the mind of a pace setter. That's the mind of a trend setter. All right? So you have to be audacious. You have to be bold. 2026, you have to be bold. In order for you to start that business, can you imagine the first person who decided to put his business online? Can you imagine the kind of attacks he got, the kind of critiquing? Many people could tell him, no, the customers need to come physically. They need to see you physically. They need to know that they are relating with a real human being. So why are you going online? What's the need of online presence? But the person was still audacious enough. Daring. That's the word. This year you need to be daring if you're anything close to being a trendsetter. If you want to follow the masses, well and good. But this is specifically for them who want to trailblaze. How about you write a book that has never been written about before? How about you start a business that has never... I hope you know every business was once new when it started. Okay? The phone I'm using, there's a time there were no phones. The camera, there is a time there were no cameras. So what were they using? And the first time who invented it, what exactly did they tell him? Do you really think you will invent something and they will embrace you and tell you, good job, we've always been waiting for this? Many times, they even don't know that they need it. You just need to fight through audacity and boldness, and you will bring it into existence. Can you imagine the people who mix perfumes and then they give people to smell it? You will give the first person and he says, no, it doesn't smell nice. You give the other person, it doesn't smell nice. Ongeza ile, add this one, add that one. You give another person, it doesn't smell nice. This is not my taste. Because people only judge based on their level of perception. If you're waiting for a time when you will release something that everyone will like, you will have to wait forever, because there's no such a time like that. The product that you will release that everyone likes does not exist. Everything has its own pros and cons. And so you will have to be audacious enough to know that what I'm doing might not be everyone's cup of tea, but you don't need to have tea. Some people prefer coffee. Some people prefer ice cream, and that's okay. Audacious, boldness, daring spirit. Audacious, boldness, daring spirit. You have to be audacious. You have to be bold. You have to have a daring spirit. What number are we in? That was number 3, right? Number 4, you have to be focused. You have to be focused. Any trendsetter knows that distraction is the enemy of results. Distraction is the enemy of results. Someone once said, he that is everywhere is actually nowhere, because you need a level of focus to be able to attain certain things. You need a level of focus, a degree of focus, to be able to attain certain kinds of results. You can't be a trendsetter and you're distracted by everything. You can't be a trendsetter and you're distracted by everything. Distraction is the enemy of results. Distraction, not distraction. Distraction is the enemy of results. So you can't be everywhere. You can't be doing everything. You can't be involved in everything. You can't have such a vast kind of taste, and you say that this is what I do and this is what I love. So when people are going out for this, you're there. When people are going out for that, you're there. When people are saying there's a trending movie, you're there. When people are saying, you have to shut down the noise and maintain a level of focus. There is a focus that births out greatness. Greatness is not birthed in the midst of distraction. No way. You have to have such a laser sharp kind of focus for you to be able to hit that thing. You shut down the noise, you shut off the noise, you shut out the noise. They said it in Swahili that chura, kelele za chura hazimzui ng'ombe kunywa maji. Do you know why? The cow is focused on drinking water. That's it. It doesn't mind the sounds. It doesn't mind whether the water is poisoned or not. As long as I'm thirsty, all I want is to drink water. And by all means, I will have to take the water. So you have to shut down the distractions. There are things that you are entertaining that should actually be shut down. There are things, that's why, the Bible said there is a time for everything. The reason for that is that if you're to do everything at the same time, it will bring distraction, because you will not be able to invest the right amount of time in that specific project. So for trailblazers, because remember, many people are already fighting you. Remember, many people are already saying that this thing cannot work. So you need that level of laser. Do you know how laser light works? It just points at one specific place, and then it hits that specific place until the intended result is acquired. So that's how focus should be. You wake up in the morning, you know exactly what you're meant to do. You walk about during the you walk about in the day, in the evening, in the night. You know exactly where your mind should be. It's called focus. You have to shut out the noise. Focus, focus, focus. Very important. So what are those things that are causing a lot of distractions in your life? Shut them out. Shut them down. Shut them off. All right? For some, it might be friends. You'll have to tell some friends, don't call me past 8 p.m. You'll have to tell some people, don't call me, only text. You'll have to tell your friends, I cannot go with you to the weekly outings that you normally go to. I have something that I need to focus on. It's the burden of a trailblazer. So you're building that thing. Your peers are wondering, how come you're always the only one who's busy? Yes, you're busy. And they might never understand you. Why? Because you're a trailblazer. It's the DNA of a trailblazer. That's what I wanted to share with you for a few minutes. The DNA of a trailblazer. You have to maintain focus. 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 Never forget that. Focus. At some point, you'll have to put your phone on DND or airplane mode, because it's not every time you go online. It's not every time you're scrolling on TikTok. It's not every time you're scrolling on IG. It's not every time you're scrolling on YouTube, different reels and shorts, who posted what, when. Focus. There is no trailblazer. Let me give you one good whip right now. There is no trailblazer who follows all these gossip pages on social media. None. Unafuata Mpasho, you follow sijui Nairobi Gossip Club, you follow sijui hizo manini tena. That's distraction. So now that you know so and so slept with another person's wife, how has that helped your destiny? How has that helped your life? How has that contributed to your future? Okay, so now you know that Akode divorced. Then what? So that's what I'm calling distraction. That time that you used to kupeleleza sijui nani ameachana na nani, who did this, who did what, nani alianza, who posted what, who has died. All those things are what we call distractions. You might think that they are not sin, and you might think that they are not poisonous, but they are distractions. And any trailblazer, any person with a seed of greatness will never, ever waste time on such things. So you have to maintain that level of focus. It's a high-end focus. You ask these people, in fact, this is the thing. Everyone at the top makes the topic. Okay? It is only great people that are at the top. And as long as you're at the top, you become the topic. So the people who make news hardly watch news. Why do you want to watch what they are saying about you? You already know yourself. So if you can't watch what they are saying about you, is it about other people that you will watch? You have to maintain high-level focus as a trailblazer. I believe I'm talking to trailblazers. That's why you saw this notification and you came. It's because there's a seed of greatness in you that you need to unleash to the world. We are in need of what you carry, but you need to be trained on what to do, what not to do. Otherwise, that seed will keep dwindling. It will remain dwarfed. It will keep dying because they never told you. All this noise on social media is meant to strangle the focus that you need to execute your life. Are we together? Are we together? Are you hearing me? All right. Is it 5? Is it number 5? Trailblazers are normally set apart. They are normally set apart. They are isolated. They are set apart. They are isolated. It's still building up onto the same point, your focus. But then they are set apart. They are isolated. Reason being, it's not everything that will appeal to them at this point. Now that they are focused, if you know where you're going, then you will know where you should not go. If you know where you're going, then you know where you're not going. If you're going to Mombasa, then you know that you don't need to go to Jos Kamala. All right? If you know you're going to Nakuru, then you know that you should not go to Embakasi. All right? There is a specific route that leads to that finishing point that you have in your mind. So you have to set a goal. Then once you know where you're going, you will know where you should not go. Once you know where you're going, then you will know who should go with you towards that direction. So many times they are very set apart. They are very isolated. In fact, you look at these people, they are very awkward socially. You look at their social intelligence, it's very awkward because these people don't interact with people. And I'll give you the next point. I'll tell you why. Because there is a certain kind of mindset, a certain quality that you should possess if you're to be a trailblazer. All right? So these people mostly are set apart. Number one, because they don't have time to waste. Number two, because they are trailblazers. So many things that they are meant to be doing, their peers can't do that. And because their peers are not doing that, their heads are not even there. So they will end up going to different things, clubs, parties. That's what they enjoy. And because a trailblazer knows that that's not where he should be, they will seem as if they're being isolated. They are set apart. They are introverts. Study these billionaires, study these people. You'll realize most of them, they term them as introverts. I can tell you for free, most of them are not introverts. It's just that they are set apart because of the weight of their destiny. So it goes hand in hand with focus. You can't be everywhere and you tell me that you're a trailblazer or you're a pace setter. How will you set the pace if you're following the crowds? You have to stand out. How you know that I'm not talking to you is if you're always following what other people are doing. You only follow the trends, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to trend setters. That even though no one is doing it, I choose to do it. And even though everyone is not doing it, or even though everyone is doing it, I choose not to do it. Okay? So there are two categories. Even though no one is doing it, I can still do it. And even though everyone is doing it, I can choose not to do it. Because there is a mentality that you have. There is a certain mindset that you have. That's my next point. All right? A trend setter, a pace setter. Very important. And so point number 6, it is a mindset. There's a quality of mindset that they have. Do you know, this is a very broad subject. Do you know that everything in life is about mindset? Do you know that you look at things according to your mindset? I've had this sweater for some time now, and it is still very good. As you can see it, it's not tattered, it's not torn at any point. If I give this sweater to another person, say someone that is on the streets or just another person, within 1 week, this thing has lost its color. Imekuwa sijui color gani, mara imeraruka, mara imevutwa, imekuwa sijui nini. Do you know why? Mindset. Have you ever stayed with one thing, especially a white top, a white shirt for some time, then you give it to another person? Probably in high school, you could see your high school shirt, it's a white one, and someone borrows you just 1 week, and the thing is brown, the thing is black. You're wondering what happened to my shirt. It's a report card of the mindset of that person that you gave. The shirt is innocent. The person you gave is guilty. So everything that you do is a report card of your mindset. Can you imagine giving a madman, with all respect to humanity, can you imagine giving a madman 1 billion? Do you know that man might burn the money? That man might tear it down. That man might use it to sleep on it. What you're praying to God every day, that if I get this thing, natoka block, that person will use it as trash. You know why? Mindset. Akili ndio. All right? So mindset will make us, in fact, mindset will make you do the things that you do the way you do them. So if I look at you, I can tell exactly the quality of your mindset. Now, for trend setters, pace setters, there is a certain quality of mindset that they have. All right? That's the mindset that tells them, even if no one is doing it, I will do it. Even if everyone has said that it can't happen, I will do it. Did you see how David said it? Everyone was standing there asking themselves, how will you take down Goliath? And David came and asked, what reward will be given to the one who takes him down? That's a mindset. It's a mindset. He was not the strongest. He was not the oldest. He was not, if anything, he was the weakest. He was the youngest. Right? His brothers were there. He was not the most experienced. These people were used to war. But David came. He asked, what will be given to the man who takes the giant down? It's a kind of mindset. Let me shock you. Do you know poverty is a mindset? Poverty is a mindset. Have you met people who bargain kila kitu? Fair ni 30 bob. Wanasema haiwezi kuwa 20. Ndizi ni 320. Wanasema hatuwezi pata moja 5. That's a mindset. That's a mindset. It's a poverty mindset. It's a poverty mindset. Such a person cannot hold money for long. There are people, as soon as they make money, they store it. They're afraid of using it because they know once I spend it, it will not come back. That's a mindset. It's a poverty mindset. It's a scarcity mindset. I'm telling you, it's a scarcity mindset. Have you seen people wa Kenya? Mkenya, a Kenyan has lived on this land all his life. Alafu amepata visa. Probably akiwa 20, 21, 22, 30. And then the person goes to abroad just for 6 months. By the time the person is coming, he's already twanging. By the time the person is coming, he's already, he has an accent. You're wondering, where did this one come from? You know what he's trying to show you? That I'm just from the States. So I'm trying to communicate English to you. This is how it should be spoken. And clearly it looks fake. That's a mindset. It's a poverty mindset. It's a poverty mindset, I'm telling you. Now, look at a Kenyan that has lived in the US for 20 years, 30 years. The person will still come. No accent, nothing like, oh, you know, I live in the US. You know, Trump is our president. You know, nothing. Why? It's a mindset. It's a poverty kind of mindset, mentality. So, mindset, your mindset will actually make you not achieve certain things. So you have to work on your mindset daily. For Christians, the Bible said that do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be ye transformed. So when it comes to mindset, you transform it. Be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. So you have to transform your mind daily. You have to transform your mind daily. It's a transformation process. Otherwise, many things are limiting you because of your mindset. If you can't see life in a certain manner, the life that you want will never come to you. If you don't, if you live life thinking that I'm in a third world country, I really can't access the business class even when I'm given a lift kwa ndege, that's a mindset, and that becomes your limitation. So you might actually never attain certain kinds of greatness, certain levels of greatness, because these ones come only through the quality of your mind. There's a place you grow to that you know that you know. Do you know the place you've gotten to? You can hardly stay without a phone, because you've grown into a place where your mind tells you everything that I'm doing, I need a phone. So do you know that at this stage, this age that you are at right now, if you lose that phone, you won't stay for a long time without a phone. A phone will still come to you. You know why? Because the level of your mind, your mindset, the quality of your mindset at this point does not allow you to stay without a phone. But do you know you don't have a car? Well, I assume many of you don't have a car. But do you know now, the same way your mind can attract a phone is the same way for another person. His mindset has grown to a place where he attracts a car. Meaning even if his car breaks down now, the person will still get another car. A car will come to him because things respond to mindsets. Literally, the word mindset means a set of thoughts. You go to the US, you realize almost everyone has a car. So it's a mindset. You go there with your Kenyan mindset, you'll really struggle. You'll have to upgrade it, and you'll be a proud owner of a car or cars. Why? The mindset there doesn't permit you to stay without a car. I hope you're learning. The next one, this will be number 6 or 7. That's 6 now. No, that was 6. Now I'm giving you the last one. Number 7 is environment. Environment. All right, that's 45 minutes. Prepare your questions. We are going into the question and answer session in a few. So, the last one is environment. You have to know what areas exactly bring out the best in you. Okay? You have to know what areas exactly bring out the best in you. Find your environment. Do you know why? The idea of intelligence in our world right now, especially in Africa, is that it has to do with intellectual intelligence alone. And how they vet your level of intellectual intelligence is that they use mathematics, they use science, they use languages to check how intelligent you are. And then any other person who doesn't score an A is deemed to be a fool or stupid. But that's not how it is, because there are many levels, many areas, many segments, many degrees of vetting intelligence. Intellectual intelligence is one of them, but it's not the only one. There is financial intelligence, there is street intelligence, there is social intelligence. That's why you ask yourself, wale watu wenye walikuwa machopi in school, especially, remember that guy that was always becoming number 1 kwa exams? That person was so awkward during funkies. The person doesn't know how to relate with ladies. The person doesn't know how to make friends. The person was always isolated, staying alone. Right? Because socially, their social intelligence iko chini. Aya. Now that we finished the schools and they got their A's and their A minus, now look at their lives currently. Where are they at? You go and study many CEOs, many managers. Ask them what degree they got in high school. Study many entrepreneurs. What degree did they score? What grade did they score in high school? You'll realize most of them actually got B stands kushuka. B stands, B minus, C plus, C stand for the Kenyan system. And then they employ the ones who got A's and A minuses and B pluses. Why is that the case? Because intellectual intelligence is not the only kind of intelligence. You come out with that kind of intelligence to the streets, they now expect you to have another level of intelligence to maneuver the world. and the life and your life. All right. So many times the people who scored C's and B minuses and even D's end up employing the ones who got A's. Why? It's a different level of intelligence. So find your environment. All this I'm trying to say is that if you place a fish in a competition with a monkey that zinafaa zishindane kupanda mti, you already know which one will win. But use the same competition and take them to the waters. Which one will win? So if the fish did not win the competition kwa miti, does that mean that the fish is weak or unintelligent? Of course not. It just means that it's in the wrong environment. Similarly, when it comes to human beings, you have to find your environment. Some people are good basketball players. If you take that person to the football pitch, you have killed him. So does that mean that because Ronaldo amemshinda, so he is a bad athlete? No, just wrong environment. Find your space, find your environment, and flourish in that place. Find your atmosphere and flourish in that place. Find your field, find your strength, and flourish in that place. All right? For them who know that my work is my strength iko kwa social media management, do all the research you need to do, apply for all the jobs you need to apply, study as much as you can, practice as much as you can, and flourish in that area. For another person who knows nothing about the keyboard or the computer, but this person is a good musician, give him any kind of musical instruments and the person will play. Flourish in that area. Flourish completely in that area. Right? Now, for such a person, if you give him or her a mic to sing, he might not do very well, but you give them the instruments, they are perfect in that. Flourish in that area. That's one of the ways to become a good trendsetter. All right? A good way to become a trendsetter. If you put these 7 things into practice, 2026, by the time it comes to an end, everyone will celebrate you because you will have started many things that have not been seen in this world. So you have to isolate yourself. I hope you've never seen eagles flying together. All right? I hope you've never seen eagles zina fly na zina soar na zinaenda zikipiga story. No. There's a level of focus, a level of isolation. There is a mindset that they possess. Practice that, and you will see the wonders that they can produce. I invite questions right now. I've taken 51 minutes. Let me see if there are questions so that we see how to tackle them. A question on anything, whether what I've said or any other thing that you'll need clarity on, and we will tackle them. We will answer them, and you will sleep as a happy person tonight. That's a good analogy, sir. I'm learning. Good job. Good. Learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can. Yeah, 51 minutes already. 51 minutes already. Any questions? Either from what I've said or any other thing that you'd want to ask. Meanwhile, I'll be doing this every week. I'll be doing this every week, every Tuesday. The goal is simple. Come and answer as many questions as possible. I've realized that we are in an information-based generation, and for some reason, many people don't know how to go about life. because you go to TikTok, you go to social media, everyone is selling their expertise and everyone is giving advice on everything. But then how we look at it is that by the time we are judging results, then we see that people have not been good students. So it's either the information that they've been given is wrong or the people are just not applying it. So I decided to come online live and tackle live issues. All right, tackle live issues so that by the time we come to the end of a certain time frame, we will see whether this knowledge works or not. So we are here to offer solutions. I normally do masterclasses and these online lives. TikTok lives ni free. Masterclass, people pay for it. So make sure that you enjoy the TikTok lives vizuri, especially if you are not in a position to pay for the masterclasses. TikTok lives every Tuesday, masterclass every Thursdays, but then a fortnight. So after 2 weeks on Thursday, I host a masterclass. After another 2 weeks on Thursday, I host another masterclass. And this Thursday, we have a masterclass. It's a business masterclass. Daniel was a strange man who survived 4 kingdoms. He worked under 4 kings, 4 different kings, and the guy was still relevant in all their eras. The first person reigned and left, Daniel still remained relevant. So the business class is about tackling what did Daniel do? What did Daniel know? How did Daniel manage to be relevant across 4 kingdoms? That's what we're tackling. It will help you in business to stay relevant. It will help you as a human being to attract nobles and kings and how to serve them and how to be relevant to them without being replaced. If you're here, you've not joined, you've not registered, you are missing out. Register now. I came on the talk. Let me see if you've asked any question. How do I network with older? How do I network with like older? How do I network with like older, like-minded individuals as a young professional? All right. Oh, okay. So the question is a continuation of another. All right. So how do I network with older people? Older, like-minded individuals as a young professional. How do I seem knowledgeable or skilled enough to be able to connect with them like someone who is on the same level with them, yet I am far behind in terms of age and skills and experiences? All right, that's amazing. Good question. So when it comes to older people, you need to understand there are different. So assuming you're a Gen Z, then there are many generations after before you. There are the millennials, kuna Gen X, kuna baby boomers, right? And different generations have a certain stereotype, a certain kind of mindset. For example, baby boomers, they respect results. Okay? They respect results. So if you don't have results, then there's nothing you can tell them. So you'll find a baby boomer saying, that's why baby boomers, for example, your parents, assuming ni our baby boomers ni wale wenye walizaliwa huko, wale wa 1960s. So if your parent is a millennial, then that's okay. But then kuna wale wa 1960s, sai baby boomers wako in their 50s, 55, approaching 60s na kuendelea. So those ones, they only value results. That's why there's nothing you can tell them if you don't have results. And they will always demean you unless uko na results. So they will say things like, some of them, even if you have results, they will still demean you. So atasema, this one aka ni katoto kajana. That's why you see, if your parent is a baby boomer, anytime they meet their friends, what they brag with is the companies they have or the cars they have. Na kama wako humble sana, what they will brag with is, unaona huyu mtoto wangu, huyu imagine na niko na wengine 5 kama huyu. huyu ndio fourth born, kuna watatu juu yake, huyo mkubwa ako university ama amemaliza or something like that, because they always brag with results. That's not the same with millennials. That's not the same with Gen Zs. So you'll be wondering, how comes my father is always introducing me to all his friends, all his church friends. My mom is introducing me to all her chama friends, church friends, fellowship friends, na anasema huyu ni third born, huyu ni fifth born, kuna wengine saba mbele yake. It's because they are results oriented. So these people, nothing else will make sense. And the fact that you're young, they will even demean you. So the only way to challenge them is not by your age. In fact, if you can, hide your age. Never go and say, my name is this and that and I'm 20 years old. My name is this and that and I'm 30 years old and I respect all of you. You're my fathers and my mothers. You might think that you're honoring them, but that's when they now shut down. And if they were to receive 100% from you, that margin might go down up to 20%. So 20% is not enough impact for them to invest in you. So first thing, invest in your craft very well. Just as I've said, read, invest in knowledge. Make sure you have the right things to tell them, so that by the time they're judging you, they don't have to judge you based on your age, because what you have delivered is something that they could relate to. Number two, just use them for living. If you can, don't say your age. Don't tell them your age. Don't mention your age at all. You can honor them without mentioning their age. Okay? If they notice you are not married, or you, if you're a lady or a gentleman, you're not married, you don't have a wife, or you don't have a children, like I've said, baby boomers want results. So they might demean you because of these simple things. If you can, don't expose these things that seem as if you don't have results for now, and that will help you relate with them from a neutral point of view. All right? Then more than that, now make sure you give knowledge. So you have to invest very heavily on knowledge. I remember my own personal story. I've trained different people, and from the time, one more thing before I give that story. Also, the way you dress. Don't dress as if you are a baby, and don't dress as if you're a young person. You know, Gen Zs can be very interesting. Don't dress as if you're a young person. Don't dress according to where you have gone to. Okay? So don't say I'm a Gen Z, I don't like suits. You know, after all, I'm an IT, whatever, and it's not the clothes that are doing this thing. I can just deliver information without having to put on a suit. I've said again, they judge results. So they will look at you. These people will judge you before you open your mouth. They will look at how you enter. Do you have any car key on your hands? Are you putting on a suit? Is the suit more expensive than mine? If you can challenge them from these things, then you have caught their attention. They can listen to you. So you know you're young. You can invest in these things. Invest in how you look. Invest in a good cologne. Invest in good clothes, so that the outer package can get them interested in you. Then now give the knowledge. All right? Bring your expertise. Let them be challenged by your excellence. When you do that, they will not say, now, wewe ni mtoto wetu, usitucharge sana, usitugonge sana. They won't say such a thing, because you're now dealing with them from a professional point. But you come as a baby, they treat you like a baby. Something you should note. I hope I've answered that person correctly. On the same level, yet I'm far behind in terms of age and skills. Now, age, you can do nothing about it. Skills, you can always advance it. Experience, the more you have the skill, the more you do it, the more they'll call you for more, and your experience will grow. You cannot change your age. You can work on your skill. You can decide that 3 months from now, I'm the best there is. in this thing. Bruce Lee said, I'm not afraid of the person that can throw 10,000 kicks at once. I'm afraid of the person that has practiced 10,000, that has practiced one kick 10,000 times. That shows mastery. So when you appear and you have everything figured out in regards to your skill, they will respect you. They will have to respect you. So build your skill. You can do nothing for your age if you can't hide it. All right? For innovators, how do you maintain consistency to complete innovation? For innovators, how do you maintain consistency to complete innovation? Well, it depends, number one, with what kind of innovation you're talking about. But then I was talking to someone today and I was telling the person consistency is a power in itself. Consistency is a power. I'll quote that Bruce Lee quote again. I'm not afraid of a person that can throw 10,000 kicks at once. I'm afraid of the person that has practiced one kick 10,000 times. So you inaonyesha level of consistency. There is a degree to which this person has decided that I have to be consistent. And you see, consistency is a discipline. So for you, for example, what's that question again? For innovators, how do you maintain consistency to complete innovation? You have to check, what am I working on? And then try checking what part of this. The truth is, when it comes to innovation, sometimes it will be boring. It will be very boring. Sometimes it will be very lonely. And the reason why you find yourself in inconsistencies is not just because umechoka, and sometimes you actually want to give up, because it's not every point of the process that is easy. So at that point, you have to check what part touches on my passion. Not every part will touch on your passion. Some point will be very difficult, but then what point will touch on my passion? Then those things, make sure that you invest in them heavily. Then try checking, what other part do I need to invest more time in? What other part do I need? For example, there is a point in your innovation process that you'll need to wake up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. At that point, assuming you're not a morning person or you're not a night person, whatever they say about that, I don't even believe in those things. I just believe if you're hardworking, you are an every time person, whether morning or night. Story for another day. Okay, so for innovators, the journey can get really lonely, and you need to develop the small disciplines of what time will I wake up? Do I have a routine? Bind yourself with a timetable. Like I said, I was talking to someone today, and I was saying, in school, there are times that you did not feel like going to class. There are times that you did not feel like going to clubs. There are times that you never felt like going to the dorm for cleaning. But do you know why you went? There was a timetable that was binding you. That timetable used to control your time. And that's how you are able to live from Form 1 to Form 4 for the Kenyans here. From Form 1 to Form 4. And you completed with almost zero troubles. Okay? Even for your teachers, there are times when they did not feel like coming to teach. There are times when they felt like, let's just stay kwa staff room to pick a story. I want to take a nap. I want to do this. I want to do that. But do you know why they almost always attended all their teaching, all their lessons? Because there was like a small paper that used to bind them, used to direct them, used to tell them that at this point, you need to be in this class, teaching this subject. And that's how they've been able to survive all those years as teachers. Can you imagine that paper is so powerful that even the deputy, even the principal adheres to it. Everyone in the institution answers to that thing. What I'm trying to say is, when it comes to consistency, you have to bind yourself with such a document. You have to write things down that at this point I need to be here. I'm working on this. I'm an innovator. It's a very lonely journey and I'm working on this. So I have to make sure that I get everything right, because not every time you will be willing to do, or you will feel like doing that thing. Not every time. So get yourself a structure. Bind yourself on that structure. Know that at this day, now, for example, today is Tuesday, right? Tuesday, 9 something, almost 9:10. Tuesday, now Wednesday, tomorrow, I'm supposed to do this and that and that and that and that and that and that and that. Not everything that you are supposed to do, you feel like doing. But then, how do you get yourself to do that? Bind yourself with a structure. Tell yourself, when I wake up, I have to do this, then do that, then go to this place, then come back, then do this. Read 30 chapters a day, then go online, then post myself, then do all these things. Within no time, you'll realize that this innovation is actually being powered by a certain kind of generator. That's not necessarily you, but you're following a certain structure. And if you bind yourself, consistency is a part of discipline. You bind yourself with such structure, you'll realize that you'll hardly break. And if you know that you can break it, get the structure, then get an accountability partner who will always push you. That's the power. That's the secret to consistency. It's not anything deep. It's not a mystery. Get a structure, get an accountability partner, and let them be hard on you. So even when you don't feel like doing it, you will do it because you know that person will ask me, did I do this? Did I do that? And that one will really help you in your innovation journey. Hope that helps. How is influence and visibility important to you as a brand? Oh, very important. Very important, because that's a broad topic. How is influence and visibility important to you as a brand? I said it last time. There is a difference between marketing and branding. Marketing is getting people to come and buy, getting people to know you. Then branding is getting people to come back to you. Now that we've bought, why should I still come back? Now that I've bought, do you know there's a reason why you use Safaricom? There's a reason why even before you bought a phone, you bought a Safaricom line first. That's not marketing. That's beyond marketing. That's branding. So there is something they have sold to you that you have told yourself even before buying, I have to buy and keep buying. I have to keep coming back. So as a brand, influence is the ability to get people to do something without using force or without coercing them. That's influence. And visibility is actually, and influence now comes with visibility. So as a brand, you have influence, that means you have more people, you have a community. You have influence, you have visibility, that means you have more sales, you have more turnovers. Okay? So the more you're visible and the more you're influential as a brand, the more powerful your brand is. Very important. So every brand seeks to gain these two things, influence and visibility. You can be visible but without influence, but you can't have influence without visibility. All right? So as a brand, I can just come here and tell people, so and so, for example, let me see. Now, like the person who has asked this question, Escalade Stellar Production. I look at his profile. He's a photographer, videographer. Now, as a brand, and I have influence and visibility, I can tell you people, okay, so in the next 1 minute, let's follow him. Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers, or 5,000 or whatever, depending on how many people are here. And I've said these two are a power. It's a power. they signify how powerful a brand is. You'll realize that Escalade just gained followers like that. That's power. So a brand that has influence and visibility, and if I can ask you to follow him, that's the same way I can ask you to buy me things. Buy from me. I have a company, I deal with this, buy from that place. And so that means more income to me. So a brand is as powerful as the influence and the visibility it commands. Thank you to everyone sending gifts. God bless you mightily. Mightily. All right? Yeah, so any question? Am I missing any question here? Let me know if I've missed any question. Yes, I've answered you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I have like 15 minutes before I leave. There was that question that you asked about the person for innovation. I hope I answered you correctly. And let me know if you have a follow-up question. So do not forget what I mentioned about the DNA of a pace setter or a trend setter or a trailblazer. Do not forget what I mentioned about that. Always remember that. Write those things down and put them to practice if you are willing or if you are determined to do anything reasonable in this life. Where the world has gotten to right now, we need more trailblazers. We need more people who will build many things that have not been seen before. Everything that has been built right now was built by someone who chose to be a trailblazer. Right? So make sure that you plan accordingly. This is 2026. You're still in the first month. You can amend a lot of things and it can still bear fruits for you. You can still bear fruits for you. By the time we get to March, the third month, by the time we are finishing the first quarter of the year, your life can change for good simply because you have chosen to take those things into consideration. Thank you. I think I needed especially on accountability. That has always been my challenge. Yeah, you need to get a person, a friend, someone that you can trust with your information. Because also remember, it's not everything that you share with everyone. If you negotiate your dreams with people who don't see what you see, they will kill it. All right? If you negotiate your dreams, if you give your dreams, if you say your dreams to people who don't see what you see, most likely they will kill it. So don't release a big dream to a small-minded person. They will kill it. That person can be your mentor, but he just can't see it. That person can be your parent, but they just can't see it. That person can be your best friend, but they just can't see it. So when it comes to releasing these things, when it comes to choosing an accountability partner, you have to be very careful so that you don't release these big things about destiny to small-minded people. They will kill the dream, they will bury it, and you'll be surprised 40 years later, someone took the dream, built it into a castle. So get an accountability partner, but be careful with how you're choosing them. All right. Good. Could you mention the points again for trendsetter? I came in late. All right. I was talking about trendsetters and how the world is in need of trendsetters. And I said, number one, they load themselves with knowledge and wisdom daily because you're constantly learning. And I said knowledge is no longer power, relevant knowledge is power. So you have to get the knowledge that is relevant to your field, then you run with it. Build it every day, learn every day, sharpen yourself every day, sharpen your knowledge every day. Be accustomed to everything that you need in your life. Get the knowledge. Have everything that you need to know at your fingertips, rather than your fingertips. Number two, they manage time well, and you have to learn that to manage time well. Okay. Number three, they have to. What else did I say? I talked about the mindset. They have a quality mindset. Now I'm just running through because our time is also almost up. I need to go. So there's a quality of mindset that they possess. Okay. Number four, I talked about audacity, boldness, daring spirit. Simply because if you're a trailblazer, there are things that you're doing that, in fact, the things you're doing have not been seen on this world. So many people seem to criticize what they don't understand. So they will kill your dreams. They will tell you to slow down. They will tell you to stop. Unless you can do that, unless you can have the audacity, the boldness, that thing will keep dying. Number five, they are isolated. They don't go everywhere everyone is going. They don't go, you'll not find them at every party, every club, every social gathering. They're isolated because they're focused. They know where they're going. They know what they're doing. So that's why many billionaires, many leaders in the world are deemed as introverts. Not because they're introverts, but they choose carefully where they should be part-time. They're isolated and they are set apart. Okay? Number six, I've talked about the mindset, right? And I've talked, and the focus also. There is a level of focus that they have. They minimize distraction. And then number seven is their environment. They check where exactly they should be. Okay? And then they flourish in that place. So they don't try to copy. You know, in this life, you don't check what a great man is doing and then you copy everything. That person is flourishing in their own field. They found the environment and they chose to flourish and prosper. If you copy paste everything and you bring it to your own account, you might not get the same results because you are a fish and you are copying the way monkeys deal with trees, but you are in the waters yourself. So it won't work like that. Or you are an eagle and you're competing with fish. Fish will glide smoothly kwa water, kwa ocean, kwa river, kwa sea. But an eagle, it can only flourish ikiwa huko juu. So get your environment and flourish in it. I hope that makes sense. I want to leave you right now. It's 9:20. It's time to go. If there's no question, I'll just leave it at that. I'll repeat again an announcement that I made last time. I said that there is a generation that God is raising right now. It's called the Daniel generation. And God asked me to gather this tribe together of the Daniels. One characteristic, the DNA of Daniels, is that he knew, it said that God gave him knowledge and skill in all literature. All literature. That means he was conversant with everything. Everything. If you're asking about the relationships, he knows it. He knows something. You ask him about marriage, he knows something. You ask him about the economy, he knows something. You ask him about laws and just general life wisdom, he knows it. You ask him about anything that can help anyone grow, he knows it. And so there's a generation right now rising. If you can possess that, then you can influence kings. You can influence systems and institutions. You'll find yourself influencing parliaments and palaces, kings and presidents will look for you because they are looking for wisdom. It is clear that the problem we have in the world right now, even governments don't have a solution for it. So the Daniels are rising with a kind of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and light that is needed in the world. So that's what I'm doing. I'll raise many people who will do exactly what I'm doing. They will come online and they will say, ask me anything. And whatever you ask, they will have answers for you. They will provide solutions. That's how presidents and kings will look for them. And that's how we will change a nation at a time, a king at a time, business moguls at a time. All right? Through wisdom, through understanding, and through light. So I said I'm putting up a WhatsApp group, and that one will be now very specific and very intimate for the Daniel generation. That's the name, Daniel generation. And what we'll do is that we will dive deeper into everything that Daniel had, because it's not just a person. We're now dealing with the Daniel mantle. So in that group, it has different advantages. Okay, and this is the last thing I'm saying before I leave. It has different advantages. If you're in that group, then you access all materials. For example, this live, I won't post it on TikTok. Okay, as we finish the live, you may share hapo, but then I can post them for that group, and they can access these materials for free. That's one. So they access all materials that we have for free, whether ya hizi lives or the masterclasses. They access for free. That's advantage number one. Advantage number two, everything that we do, they have a 30% discount. So whether it's my books, whether it's the masterclasses, whether it's the physical meetings, whatever it is that needs to pay, needs cash, they have 30% off because they're in that group. Number three, they will have a kind of direct mentorship, because there are things that I'll have to tell them that I don't necessarily have to post because of maybe the sensitivity of the information. And then number four, Daniel is not complete without impartation, because the man, the Bible said that he had a spirit of excellence. So now we've entered into spirituality. It also said that the man, that he was a man in whom the spirit of the gods dwelt in. So we've entered into spirituality. We've entered into a spirit, and for spirits to be transferred, now that's impartation. So we'll have many sessions like that with the Daniel generation until every last one of us are replicated to become exactly like Daniel, so that we offer solutions to the world. The world is perishing. The world is burning. It is dwindling. All right. So, to be in the Daniel generation group, you need an annual subscription of only 1,500. Can you imagine? 1,500 for a whole year, and you enjoy all those benefits. All right. So, in case you'd want to be part of the group, just DM me exactly after this, and I will organize that. As soon as the payment is made, you'll find yourself in the group, and the training already has begun. Okay, so make haste. Let's grow. The Daniel tribe is gathering. This is that year where they will know you, and they will know us for the light and the wisdom and the understanding and the knowledge that we carry. There's nothing that is too hard for a Daniel. Everything is permitted to fail until a Daniel shows up. He comes with the wisdom that is required for that problem to disappear. Thank you so much for joining. It was a great pleasure. It was a great pleasure interacting with you. A great pleasure interacting with you. I've enjoyed. See you again next week on Tuesday. For them that are yet to join the masterclass, make sure that you join it this Thursday, kesho kutwa, Okay, join the masterclass. Learn how to deal with nobles. All right. What number are we making the payment? Just DM me here, and then I will give you the number. By next week, I'll have the number pinned here so that the organization becomes easier. But then if you want to join, just DM me on TikTok right here, and I will make it possible. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I started with the word of prayer. I'll finish with the word of prayer. I'll reach out. All right. Please reach out. Thank you. Therapist Claire, reach out. I'll be waiting. Okay. Can we pray now? Father, thank you for all these people. Thank you for bringing them. Thank you for this great start. Thank you for gathering your tribe, the tribe of the Daniels. You impressed it in my heart. You said it. And I know that it will keep growing. Bring them from afar. Bring them from all corners of the earth and be glorified. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you. Have a good night. God bless you. All these people that I'm seeing sending gifts, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. See you in class on Thursday. For the rest, see you next week on Tuesday, 8 p.m., same time. Bye-bye. God loves you. Bye. Good night.